everyone, my name is Manisha and welcome to Liara's Kitchen. Some of you have been wondering who is Liara. Liara is a combination of my daughter's names, Alia and Zara. Most of my cooking happens for them and that's the reason why Liara's Kitchen. First of all, I would like to thank you all for the amazing response I've got for the chicken vindaloo recipe. Being new to YouTube, it is truly overwhelming. Thank you all so much. So today, I'll be showing you a recipe for this delicious crab curry which I've been making since years. And every member of my family absolutely loves it. And I'm sure you're gonna like it too. But before that, please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you're new to it. Thank you. The ingredients you would need are around 8 to 10 Kashmiri chilies. These are the milder version of the red chilies. I always prefer using Kashmiri chilies in all my dishes because they are milder. 4 cloves of garlic. Here these are the huge ones. If you have the smaller ones, please double the amount. And that's 1 inch of ginger. 2 medium-sized onions. To add a slight tang to the curry, here I'm using something called a Kodumpuli. If you do not have this, you can use a ball of tamarind or a piece of Kokum. 2 tablespoons of Dhanya or coriander seeds. There are 6 cloves, 1 teaspoon of Jeera or Cumin, 1 teaspoon of peppercorns, and a small piece of cinnamon. Now here I have 1 cup of tightly packed coconut. You need to fill this cup with grated coconut and just press it down from the top. And that's what you need. And finally 1 kg of crabs. And here I've taken the blue crabs. And I will be cutting it from the middle into 2 halves. I would also be taking off the ends of the legs and chipping off the ends of the claws. This is just because I want the meat from the claw to absorb all the flavors from the spices. Now let's de-seed the chilies to reduce the spice. You first take off the stem and then you press on the part which is thinner. Just press it all over and that releases the seeds inside. Now you tear the chili apart and the seeds will come off very easily. And this is a process I always follow whenever I have Kashmiri chilies in any recipe. I'll just show you another one. You press along the edge of the chili, you crush it well, that will release the seeds, rip it apart, and there you go. The seeds come off fairly easily. But please make sure you wash your hands after this. Okay, so we're almost done here. Those are the de-seeded chilies. Now when the pan is hot, let's add the chilies and roast it on medium flame. If you're comfortable roasting the chilies on a higher flame, you can do that. However, I would suggest you roast them on a medium flame because chilies tend to burn very quickly. And when chilies burn, they would make sure everyone coughs. Can you see there are a few more seeds in the pan? Those can be discarded later on. Keep moving them around so that they're nicely roasted from all sides. The chilies are beginning to change color now. And this is just about a minute of roasting. Let's take it out in a bowl and And in the same pan, we'll now add all the spices. So here we have the coriander seeds, the peppercorns, cloves, and the cumin seeds. Now this does not need roasting for too long, just about 20 seconds, till it's nice and fragrant. If you burn the spices, your curry is going to turn bitter. So you roast it till just about you get this nice aroma of spices. And that's done. So we take this off in the same bowl that we kept the chilies in. Okay, now here it's time to roast the ginger, garlic, and the onions. Here I have chopped one onion and we need to roast it. There's no need to add any oil. Here I have chopped the ginger and garlic into smaller pieces so that they cook faster. So let them just roast on medium flame for about a minute or so. And please do not increase the flame to high, or else what's going to happen is it will burn from the outside and remain raw from the inside. And we do not want to get raw flavor in our curry. The reason why we are roasting all the ingredients is so that we don't need to cook it later on. Once that's done, it's time to add the grated coconut. This is the last ingredient that we'll be roasting. Now since coconut is wet and we need to really dry it so that all the moisture from the coconut evaporates, you just stick it all around the pan the way I'm doing right now. Spread it evenly all around the pan so that most of the coconut is exposed to the heat. So we'll continue doing that, and do not keep it in one position for long. Keep stirring it because we do not want one part to burn and the other part to remain raw. So you keep following the same process. Do it around 3 times. Spread it evenly around the pan so that it gets toasted, and then stir it again. Can you see it's already beginning to change color? It's turned into this light brown color, but we need to keep roasting it until you come to a stage where it turns golden brown. And please ensure you do not burn any of these spices. Even if one spice gets burnt, it's going to ruin the entire dish. So please keep an eye while roasting. And this is how it should look. Now you add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and give it a quick mix for around 30 seconds. And that's about it. Now you take it off from the heat and add it to the ingredients we had roasted earlier. Now here, once it's cooled, we put it in a jar, add some water to it and grind it until the consistency is like this. You need a coarse paste and not a smooth paste. You need to add water bit by bit to form this consistency. Do not add water altogether, or else it's not going to grind well. Now in a hot pan, I've added around 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, and to that I've added 1 chopped onion, a pinch of salt so that the onion cooks faster. Now you do not need to brown the onions too much. You just cook it for around a minute till it just begins to brown. And that's when you add the masala to the onions. We do not want to waste any masala here. So just add some water to the jar and pour it into the pan. This way you will get every bit of masala from the jar. After adding the masala, you need not cook it much because, as I said earlier, the spices are already roasted. So all you need to do is just give it a quick stir and then close the pan and keep it till it comes to a boil. Then you just add some salt and mix it well. Stir it for a few seconds, and then it's time to add the crab. Along with the crab, I'm adding the Kodumpuli. You can add whatever you're using at that time, tamarind, kokum, and give it a gentle mix. Let all the crabs get coated with the masala so that it catches the flavor really well. At the places I've had crab before, I have noticed that just the curry tastes nice, but the crab tastes bland. It just tastes like boiled crab meat, and that is not our intention here. Here I want the juices, the flavor of the spices to enter the crab, not just the curry being tasty. The crab needs to be tasty too. And this is the reason why whenever I cook any kind of meat, I do not put much water, because I want the flavors of the spices to enter the meat and make it flavorful. If you add water in the beginning itself, it dilutes the flavor of the spices. And what you get at the end is a tasty curry with bland meat. But yes, one thing you have to remember is at intervals you have to keep stirring it, because since there's very little water, there are chances of it to catch from the bottom. And if you think the curry is getting too dry, you can always add some water from the top. So this is how the crab looks now after around 10 minutes of cooking. This is without any water. You can see it's not very dry. Now this is a stage where we will add extra water. Here I've added 1.5 cups of water. Gently mix it around. And let the crabs get coated well with all the curry. Now we'll close the pan and let it cook for around 5 minutes. When the curry starts bubbling, we'll take off the lid from the pan and just gently stir it once again. Just make sure that all the crabs are well submerged in the curry. Let's close the pan and cook it for another 5 minutes or so. Okay, so while this is cooking, let me give you some information about crabs. The part on the bottom of the crab is called an apron. Now if you see, the male has a longer apron and the female has a wider apron. Now the first time I ever went to pick up crabs, the person at the counter told me that the female crabs are more tastier than the male crabs. However, the male crabs are more meatier than the female crabs. So now it depends on which one you prefer. In my family, we prefer the female crabs. Alright, so now our absolutely yum crab curry is ready to serve. Oh, I can't tell you how good this smells. And crab is my favorite seafood. Although it's the messiest, but I really do not mind getting my hands messy to dig into that food that's on the plate right now. Just look at that. Doesn't it make you drool? This curry goes well with rice or roti, but my favorite is French bread. Look at how amazing that looks. I'm sure you're gonna love this recipe. Please share this video with your friends and family, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.